Why is it when women have periods it is so painful? During our period, our uterus contracts, like what happens in labor, in order to shed and push out the lining on the inside of the uterus. Our cervix also dilates, in order to let all the lining out. Cervix dilation is also what happens during labor. One of the hormones that is high during your period is prostaglandins, which cause your blood vessels and muscles to contract. Not only do these contractions cause pain in the lower abdomen, but a lot of women also experience radiating pain that spreads to their backs and legs as well. For some women, it's just annoying and uncomfortable. For others, especially those with menstrual disorders, endometriosis, PCOS, etc., it can be extremely painful. If you're feeling extra brave, get a TENS unit, attach it to your lower abdomen and crank it up. And yes, what another Redditor said, if your monthly cycle is a legit crime scene in your undies, get checked for polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, etc. Menstruation shouldn't ruin your life for a week and take another week to recover from the exhaustive pain and blood loss. Unfortunately, it's hella common. Their uterus to contracting to shed its lining. It's the contractions that hurt. The hormones and loss of blood, reducing iron levels, make it unpleasant as well as painful. You know how women dilate up to 10 centimeters during birth? Well, during the period they dilate 1 centimeter to allow the shedding of the uterine lining. Basically, the body is practicing giving birth, which isn't a fun experience. An internal organ literally sheds itself. It's so crazy when you think about it. I'm totally okay with the normal pain but not with the anus cramps. Does anyone else get these? When you are ready to have a period, what has happened is an egg has moved down the fallopian tubes into the uterus. The egg attached to the uterine wall, which is where the sperm would impregnate the egg. If the egg does not get impregnated, it will shed, along with the lining of the uterine wall. The cervix will dilate to approximately 1 centimeter to allow for passage of the uterine lining and the egg. Bleeding lasts between 3 and 10 days. Depends on the woman. And that begins when the egg begins to shed and ends when the new uterine wall has begun to grow in preparation for the next egg. During your period you will experience cramps in your lower, and maybe upper, abdomen, your vaginal area, and your rear end. The cramps feel like leg cramps but centered in your groin. There is potential for nausea, puking, cramps, hot and cold chills, mood swings. Emotions can be irregular, cravings, and lack of energy. Tampons and pads need be changed at maximum every 8 hours. Sometimes sooner. Some women lose ounces and ounces of blood at a time. Some women bleed lightly. Some women can lose so much blood that they pass out and need to go to the hospital. There are also conditions which make your period worse, like PCOS. Polycystic ovarian syndrome can cause anything from abnormally large amount of bleeding to weight gain and acne, to cysts forming on the ovaries. It can affect your health, your fertility, and your lifespan. Untreated PCOS can lead to ruptured cysts which can, when not treated quickly, cause death. Every woman's period is different, and every woman can't speak for another. Hope this helps. My cramps were awful and my boobs would hurt so bad too. I had a kid and after that periods were not that bad except my boobs still hurt until my period ends. Uterus wants baby. Uterus decorates nursery. Uterus doesn't get baby. Uterus wants revenge. Uterus then tears down the wallpaper and throws out the crib. Uterus contracts in just the right way to cause pain. It takes uterus a week or so to finish throwing everything out and get over their emotional breakdown. Uterus also likes to play with our emotions. Uterus doesn't like anyone to mention it, or else uterus will get revenge on you too. IDK. This was fun to write. Ovulation pain, between periods, is also a thing. Crying face. It varies from person to person. I've fortunately not had to deal with the worst. My PMS and PMDD symptoms make my life 10x harder than the actual period. There are times where it's like your abdomen twisting and knotting painfully. I take Motrin and Midol and it goes away for a few hours. I have friends dying from pain from endometriosis and surgery. I had PCOS cysts that felt like they were stabbing and popping. Another friend has to take whole bottles of pain pills for their period, and not even birth control stops their periods. Honestly, my mom and grandma said kidney stones hurt worse than anything, even labor. So be worried about getting those. Drink plenty of water and eat moderate levels of salt. That is exactly what's happening with me right now. Currently sitting in a tub of hot water but switching to the toilet to throw up. Or thinking I needed to poop, so I'd sit back down but nothing happens. Go back in the tub, curled up, sweating bullets. Man, I hate being a girl sometimes. The pain feels like something clawing at your insides. For hours. Not all of us have painful periods. I've never had a cramp in my life. I get bloating, tender breasts, and more emotionally sensitive. Nothing else. Because Eve ate the damn apple, fucking bitch. If old age is good for anything, it's not to have fucking periods anymore. Because the womb is cramping, which causes lack of oxygen, and leads to a diffuse nerve pain. As often with pain from internal organs, it affects the whole body and brain with nausea and feeling ill at ease, etc. For some people it's really painful. For some it's not that bad. Everyone is different. And for me, some periods are painful and some aren't. Haven't had a period in over a year though, because of my birth control. It hurts. Some women, such as myself, also get butt lightening. It feels like someone's fucking your butthole with a cattle prod. Have you ever received a blow hard enough to make you puke instantly? Say, like a kick to the nuts? That's what a period is for me with endometriosis. Intense cramping of the stomach and back to the point I can't stand for minutes at a time and will eventually throw up from the pain. By far the worst physical pain I have ever experienced. I have IBS and it's extremely similar to diarrhea cramps. Lol, sorry if that's too descriptive, but that's exactly what it feels like.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.